Around 7:45 right now, 12 degrees out. Slept pretty good last night. Woke up quite a few times though, but it was way better than the other night when I was sleeping at the end of the portage. It's a lot flatter here and wasn't constantly rolling to the side of the tent, so that's good. All right, let's get all this stuff packed up, have some breakfast, and we'll get going. That was a red squirrel, and that's what woke me up this morning. He was just yelling at me. It's a boiling. Let's take this off. Set it to the side. So this morning we're having instant coffee. We have two to choose from. We have Full City blend and we have light blend. So we're going to try the Full City because it sounds interesting. And for breakfast, surprise, surprise, oatmeal. Way too much water, but we'll just have a bit of soupy oatmeal. It's pretty good coffee. Our oatmeal is basically just a bunch of water. I don't really see much oatmeal action happening. Alright, let's grab all our stuff and get the tent packed up. We are on the water now, and it's about 9:45. Spent some time at camp, dialing around and packing everything up. Not really in a rush. I was looking for my folding pocket knife at the campsite, but couldn't seem to find it, so must have lost it along the way yesterday. So rest in peace, Spyderco Delica 4. You were a good knife. Filleted a lot of fish, did a lot of camp chores, but looks like we're gonna have to look for a new knife when we get back into the city. It's okay, we still have our fixed blade and our Leatherman for the trip, so not really short of any knives. So off we go into the Little Madawaska again. And that is one big beaver dam. Alright, we're at the portage. So we'll hike up this portage and then we'll do some fishing on the other end. This side seems way too shallow. As you can see, I had to walk with my canoe to get to the portage. So I don't think there's going to be any fish here. But the water is really cold. My feet are freezing. And I only walked 20 meters. Alright, here we are at the end. Back on the Little Madawaska. So we'll get the boat in. It's a bit mucky, but yeah, definitely not gonna fish down here. Way too shallow. All right, so just stopped at the end of the portage here. Actually, at the start of the next portage, and we've hooked ourselves into a small brook trout. So, see if we can get him in. Beauty fish. Beautiful fish. Okay, let's let him go. If it was closer to lunch, we'd keep him for our fish taco, but it's too early. Bye. Alright, so we'll try another couple of casts to see if there's any bigger ones. But yeah, there are brook trout right here. Got ourselves into another one. Oh, this is a good one. Really nice. Let's try to get him in without losing this one. It's a really nice eater size. Okay. See if we can get him in without losing him. Seems to be a trend on this trip, losing fish. Keep his head in the water. Just let him tire him out. All right, got him in. Whew. Very nice fish here. Look at the colors on that fish. Stunning. Alright, he's the biggest fish of the trip so far, so I don't want to eat him. And he's the biggest fish of the pool probably. But look at the spots. Perfect red spots with the blue halos around it and the nice tiger stripe right at the top. Very nice. Alright, let's let him go. Even though we do need a fish for lunch to go with our tortilla. It's right about 11:50 right now. Like, he's too nice to keep. Goodbye. Okay, we're into another one here. Smaller one. Smaller one. Oh, this one should be a good eater size. Didn't want to take the big one of the pool. Yep, come this way, buddy. Come this way. Ah. All right, that's a nice eater size for our fish taco. Very nice. And there we go. This is our lunch fish. So we got our 2 small fillets here. Gonna fire up the alcohol stove in the bush buddy, and then we'll get these fried up. Alright, she's lit. Fish over here. Add some oil. Not gonna use fish crisp today, just gonna go straight with the trout and maybe some salt pepper. Get that on there. Oil nice and hot. Think it's nice, it's hot enough. Throw them in. Inside down. Couple small dips. And give that a couple minutes to cook. That looks so much better than yesterday's granola bar and tortilla wrap. Fish is ready. Done cooking. We'll do one with Old Bay, one with Old Bay, and one with salt and pepper. Look at that. Cooked beautifully. One. And the second one. Go. Bits left. A spider here. Old Bay. Salt, pepper. Doesn't really get any better than this. Just in the middle of the park, sitting where some rapids should be, having a little bit of brook trout on a tortilla wrap. This is way better than yesterday's lunch. That granola bar and tortilla wrap, no good. Don't try that at home. Okay, we're gonna eat these 2 wraps up, and then we'll get back on the water. We'll probably just hike up the portage, or we're gonna go just walk up these rapids with the canoe. Might be a little bit easier. It's only 100 meters. It's probably just at the other end there if you can see it. Okay, eat this, pack up, and we'll go. Beaver Dam. paddling on Hogan Lake now. Very nice rock cliffs all over the place. It's gonna be a couple kilometers into a headwind. Portage. It's a big one, but it starts up a big hill. Hogan Lake to Manta Lake. It's going to be 1945, so basically 2 kilometers. Whew, tired. Just sitting here on the road crossing for that portage, and this portage is no joke at all. It's going from Hogan, which is 379 meters above sea level, to the highest point, which is on the map. It says 451 meters. Did the math, that is 80 meters in elevation gain. I don't even know how many stories of building that is. It's crazy. Oh, right, gonna have some water and then keep going that way. And this is Manta Lake. Oh, all right, canoe down. Short paddle across, and then there is another portage right there. I'm paddling a while across Catfish Lake. Very nice. Wind is at our back, sort of. There's a little bit of a tailwind, so we'll see how far we can get. If it's still early enough, maybe we'll try to get into Narrowbag and fish the rapids getting into that lake. And here are the rapids right up ahead. Alright, just gonna head down these rocks here. Last time I was at this spot, didn't catch anything, but maybe we'll have better luck this time. We'll start down here and work our way up. Hook ourselves into something. What is it? What is it? Bass? Fall fish. Alright. Goodbye, fall fish. Alright, off we go. Only fall fish at those rapids. So, over here on Narrowbag, there is one campsite. We'll see if it's taken. If it is taken, then we have to go a little bit further, and we have to do one more short portage, 170 meters. So, gonna go check out this campsite. If it's good, we'll stay here. If not, we'll go to the next one, which we've seen before, so, and it's at the end of a portage. I don't think anyone's gonna take it. So that was a big surprise. There were actually people at the portage, at the end of the portage. And Narrowbag Lake, that was not a good sight at all. So we're just on Unicorn Hill, gonna pound out this 3 kilometers and go to the end. Those guys were also going northbound towards Cedar Lake, and yeah, they didn't want to do the 3 kilometers, so they had the same idea as me initially, and they stopped right at the end of the portage. So here we go, going to the end. Whew. All right, I think we made it to the campsite at the end of Unicorn Hill. There's a bench, fire pit. Sounds like water access over here. water access. So, I'm gonna set between these two trees. Over here, I'm gonna put my canoe probably in the back there to block anything in case there's a moose that comes through and decides to trample me. So, let's get set up. Okay, we are set up. Here we go. And this right here is the portage. So we're set up in the back with our tent and everything. Now we're going to have a bit of dinner. Tonight we have a spaghetti. So, can I get that out of the bag here? Spaghetti. Spaghetti. Where is our spaghetti? Here it is. Dehydrated spaghetti. And we're just going to use the Bush Buddy right now to get the fire started and boil up some water. Someone did leave a whole bunch of twigs and firewood here on the end of the fire pit, and we're going to use that a little bit later, but don't really want to waste all that time to start up the fire when we still have our alcohol stove, and we should use up all the alcohol, or as much as we can, because we don't have to carry it on the portages then. So we're gonna probably use some tonight and then use some tomorrow morning, and then hopefully when we head back to the car we'll have none left. Beverage of choice for tonight: ginger peach tea. Had this before, and it's pretty good. Okay, so we have a boil on our water. I'm gonna make a bit of tea first, and while we were waiting for our water, we started up the fire here. There were some no-see-um bugs, and they were starting to fly around my face. The garbage from today into the fire. So just taking a look at the map here for our route that we took today, and we started over here at Phillips Lake, and we went all the way down here, paddled across, did some portages, paddled across Parks Bay into Hogan Lake, went up Hogan, did these portages here. This was a big slog. This was a horrible portage. Do not recommend it. If you can avoid it, avoid it. And then into here, into Sunfish Lake, and there was a big paddle up Catfish. So we were supposed to stay up here on Catfish, but we wanted to fish these rapids, and so we were planning to stay over here at Narrowbag. Excuse me. And then Narrowbag, this campsite was just in a big marsh and bog. It was really bad, so I decided not to stay here, and was gonna stay here at the end of the portage for Unicorn Hill. But when I got over there was already two guys there, and they were thinking something similar to me, where they were gonna do this big portage tomorrow morning. So they were camped here, and they weren't supposed to be there either, but they just ended up there like how I ended up over here. So I did the big portage, and I'm at the end of the Unicorn Hill portage right here. So tomorrow is going to be a really short travel day, just going to be whoop, back to the access point. So literally from here back up to there. So today we did about 30 kilometers or so. We did a lot of portaging today, probably close to 10 kilometers of just straight portaging. I think the food is ready to eat, so let's go and try it. Macaroni spaghetti, looks pretty good. All right. Probably gonna eat this and probably gonna go into the tent. But today was a really long travel day, 30 kilometers or so, but caught a lot of fish over on some portages, and that was good. Saw a lot of the park this trip, which was nice, and got to do the trip that I wanted to do in the spring but wasn't able to. Ooh. Alright, so we have a good bear hang tree right behind us here, right up there. We have our carabiner ready, just gonna clip that to myself. We have our other carabiner over here. We have our rock, put it in the rock bag. Pretty good to be on a portage, I guess. Like I mentioned in the first day's video, there's tons of places for you to find a bear hang. Alright, rope is up. Right, we are in the tent and ready to go to sleep. I think it is around 10:15 or 10:20 right now. And we're just gonna go to sleep with the sound of the rapids beside us. It was a long day of travel. Did a lot more than we expected we would be doing, but that just means we'll be back at the access point and home earlier. So that's always a good thing. Alright. Gonna go to sleep, and we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Light drizzle today, a little bit humid. We already got our water over from the river, and we have started up the Bush Buddy and our alcohol stove. So just going to let that boil while we sit under our secondary tarp here, and hopefully we can stay dry for a little bit before we have to pack everything up. Alright, our oatmeal is ready, so we'll eat this and then do some packing. So the rain is really starting to pick up, but we gotta get packed up, so let's go. So just gonna finish off this portage and then we'll be back on the Petawawa River, and it's starting to rain harder now. Alright, we are in the boat, and it's gonna be a short paddle to the next portage, but it is raining. And waterfalls just up ahead. You can hear them. Look at that. So we made it back over to Cedar Lake. So the access point is just about probably a kilometer paddle, kilometer and a half that way. But before we go back to the car, I just want to do one last fish over by the rapids. Last time we came here, only caught a bunch of fall fish, so I don't think there's going to be too much to catch, but worth a try. So, caught some small fall fish over by the river over there. No smallmouth bass, no brook trout. So just gonna head back on over to the car and drive back home. It's gonna be about a 5-hour drive. So it was a really good trip. Really enjoyed the scenery, and the Little Madawaska River was great fishing for brook trout. Put in a lot of kilometers this trip, and a lot of portaging kilometers as well. Did some nighttime bushwhacking and nighttime portaging, which seems to be a theme on this channel a little bit. But yeah, it was a good time, and I think we're going to do this route again sometime in the future. We're going to end the video here, so we'll see you in the next one.